before we recorded, you told me the recommended drinking temperature was between 55 and 50 degrees Fahrenheit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I checked mine. When I poured, it was right at 55.2. So I went a little bit over.
Yeah.
But I used a meat thermometer to check it.
Did it get in there?
Yeah. It was
Jeez.
clean. It's clean.
Yeah, I know, but it's just weird.
Welcome to Short Pour, the 1 Minute Beer Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Chris.
And I'm Brandon. So for our podcast, as a reminder, we just follow a theme each week. We each bring one beer each, and then the third beer is a wild card based off someone else. You could email in a suggestion to shortpourpod@gmail.com or follow us on Instagram, shortpourpodcast. In today's case, we're going to be doing a theme for Irish beers based on St. Patrick's Day.
All right, and our first beer today is the Public House Irish Red Ale.
Yeah, so it's Flynn's Irish Red Ale, or just Irish Red, and that's going to be important in just a second. I don't think either one of us have had this beer before, right?
No, I've never had this before.
Okay, me neither. So let's go ahead and get our first taste. Dude, it smells really good.
The head on mine is gigantic.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, I mean, that's what I expect with this all of them, actually. You ready?
Yeah.
Yes, dude. That was good.
Whoa. Yeah, that's
so
good.
It's so creamy.
It's really creamy. Oh my god, dude, that's really good.
Dude, that is good. I'm glad we like have more. Saved in the fridge.
That is really good.
That was really good.
Yeah, I've drank like half of it already.
Yeah, I would say half of mine is like gone already.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can just jump right into the history though. That's fine.
Okay, because yeah, we're gonna down this drink. All right, so it's brewed by Public House. They actually started brewing this beer in their original location in 2011. And their original location is known as R&D Brew Pub. It's in Rolla, Missouri. And the beer was actually named after one of the brewmaster's sons. So that's where they get the Flynn part. And this brewery, it is like what I assume is a lot of people's like dream. So it's two buddies. They're actually both named Josh. They were drinking and making beer in their garage. And they decided that they wanted to open up a brewery. So they opened up the brew pub in their hometown, which is Rolla, in 2010. The following year, they won a bronze medal at the Great American Beer Competition for their Bird and Baby Mild. The year after that, so 2012, they won an international competition. They won second. And this was at the World Beer Cup, and they won that for their Revelation Stout. And then they opened up a second location in St. James, Missouri. It's called the St. James Tap Room, and they did that in 2014. So I feel like they had this like big boom, and like immediately got like recognized for it.
Whoa, yeah,
like,
that's
right
like that's some pretty serious accolades too. To just go from nothing to entering into competitions and winning.
Yeah, like it's just two guys making beer in their garage.
So were they like home brewers like for like years before that, or do you know?
I mean, I can speculate that they had been doing it for a little while. They didn't just like start it, but yeah, I'm not for sure exactly how long they were doing it before they decided to kind of make it their whole thing.
That's pretty cool. So how big are they? Do you know? How big are they now?
Well, they have like their two locations, and their second location is actually in partnership with a winery.
Well,
I think it's called just St. James Winery. And they kind of have like a big place called the Garden. That's kind of like this open shared space between the two. And they're having actually an event coming up in April where that's going to be like reopening up after the winter to kind of go check out. But in terms of beers, they have 6 year-round beers, and they have 4 seasonals they bring out. And we like just caught, I think we just caught the Flynn's Irish Red.
Okay, nice.
All of their cans are they're like super unique. Like they all look pretty cool.
Oh, really? Like the art, like the
Yeah, like
design?
the art is like different. A couple of them almost look like a like a Yu-Gi-Oh card or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what I think of when I see some
Hold
of
on,
them.
I gotta look this up. I gotta look this up. Which one do you think looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card? The beer lichen?
Yes, a Hearthstone card specifically was I was gonna say for beer lichen, yeah.
It does. It does. It looks like a zombie
Yes,
token
yes.
card.
Like an undead, yeah.
I don't know how I haven't had any of their beers before. I don't think I've had a single one actually. I'm intrigued by their just American cream ale now though.
Yeah, the one with the is it the one with the bear?
Yeah.
I'm actually interested in the Samuel Clementine, the Kolsch.
All right. Cool. Yeah. I really, I really like
Dude,
this.
I would say mine's almost gone. Do you have a backup bottle?
Yes. So the back of the bottle dips a little bit into the history also. The description that they give is Flynn's Irish Red, named after brewmaster Josh Stacy's firstborn son, is a beer that we've been brewing in our Rolla R&D brew pub every spring since 2011. It's a style that is extremely sessionable and lends itself well to springtime in Missouri. As the ice of winter begins to thaw and the heavy coats are swapped for sweaters and jackets, the malt-forward, toasty character of our Irish Red style ale emerges in a timely fashion, bearing the comfort of an old friend. I don't know about drinking my friends, but I like I like whatever they've got going on here. I don't know about that whole shit, but but I do like the beer.
Dude, I like really like it a lot. So I think a lot of people kind of share a similar sentiment. So I was looking up reviews. There weren't really any low scores. Like the lowest score I found was a 3.0 out of 5. But so this is a lower one. But the both reviews for this beer both have a callback to last episode, which I love. So this first one is the bad. This is 3.49. I wouldn't even say it's bad. It just happens to be a lower score. Because overall, like they have really good ratings.
Mm-hmm.
But this review was left by one angry dwarf.
Oh my god.
All right, so let's get this out of the way. I'm an Irish red ale kind of guy. Ambiguous and pervasive as bad examples I find most drinkable at the least. I always try this style of brew when available. I have waited one long year to try this beer a second time. I feel this is an average Irish Reds, but really want to be sure. So when I get a sixer, I will update this review. Update. Yes, it is average. Not bad, but not great.
Is this the same guy? Or no?
Dude, I didn't pay attention last week to like the username. I don't think
What the hell is going on with the beer community around Kansas City in like identifying with dwarves? What the hell is that?
I don't know where this person's from necessarily. Like
Okay, to be fair, he did not say anything about his tufted ears or anything either, so it could be any dwarf.
We have no idea the style of ear that this dwarf has. We just know he's angry.
Yeah.
So the good review, 4.28 out of 5. And this is here's the callback. This was one of the first beers I ever tried. A year later now, this batch still holds up. Pours a nice deep red with a good bit of head that fades pretty quickly. Smell is of delicious exotic bread with lightly roasted grain. Rye, maybe?
Rye, perhaps?
Taste follows the smell. It has a nice body and a smooth, rich maltiness and the right amount of bitterness at the end. Goes down smooth. Overall, a really nice beer. And then he ends it with like what I would say is like a really weird, like backhanded compliment. Better than average for Public House, in my opinion.
Yeah. Pretty good for them.
Yeah. I was like, why did you end it like that? You gave it a really good review the whole rest of the way.
Unless he thinks so highly of them that their average is really good for him.
Yes, he could just, yeah. That could be true.
But it is a little weird. This definitely tastes heavier than any of the 3 beers we drank last time, for sure. But it's still not like very heavy, but yeah, like it's that like creaminess. I don't know another way to describe it.
Yeah, it has like a creamy, like light toast to it. I like loved the smell from pouring it. I really like this beer. I'm definitely looking forward to my next one.
I know that this is like an audio forum, and doing visual stuff that is not helpful, but it was a very appetizing beer. Like it looked really good in the glass too.
Yes, that was a good beer.
That was really, really good.
I was like really impressed with that beer.
Yeah, me too. I didn't really expect anything from it, but I really liked it. And that almost scares me. I'm like a little bit worried that we started with the best first.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so next up we have the Martin City Irish High Five Red Pale Ale. And I chose
that was
this
a
one.
long name.
Yeah, it is a long name. I chose this one though because I've been really liking just regular pale ales recently. So I figured, with the theme, why not? I've never had a red pale ale before, so I thought it would sound interesting. All right, ready to crack them open?
Yep, let's do it. I'm gonna pour. Oh no, I think I poured too aggressively.
I think I did too. Dude, my beer is like 3/4 head.
That's exactly what mine was.
Yeah, oh my god.
Oh man.
Yeah, I poured too aggressively as well. We're gonna have to sit here for a bit before we taste this
Yeah,
thing.
and it's like sticking around too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what this honestly looks like?
What?
This looks a lot like Duff beer from The Simpsons.
Yeah, it does. With like that really, really deep foam.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm seeing from that.
It does look like Duff. I mean, again, I guess I haven't had very many Irish style beers before, but I would say that again, this one it looks really good.
Yes, it does.
Like you said, it's like picturesque. Like it looks like the caricature of what you think a beer would look like freshly poured.
Yeah, they both have they both have presented really, really well.
All right, ready to first taste this one? Mine's kind of calmed down now.
Yeah, mine has too. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. That'll wake you up.
Oh yeah. So I think part of it is that we just got off of a really smooth, creamy beer. And not that this one's not, but there's definitely it's a pale ale. There's definitely more bitterness to it. But I thought it was good.
I'd say I like it. Also, Jesus Christ, that foam, the head sticks around. That is foamy. I had a complete foam mustache after drinking my first drink.
Yeah. I had to when you kind of block your nose from letting air in. Because I didn't want it to go up.
I did, I had a big old foam mustache, so I wiped it with my shirt, like a degenerate.
Yes.
And I've got a visible mustache stain on my shirt now. That's how much foam was there.
Yeah, I still have there's a lot of lacing and there's still quite a bit of head.
Yeah, mine too. All right. Are you ready for the history of Martin City Brewing?
Ready. I'm ready.
So, Martin City Brewing history is eerily similar to the Public House history. They had the idea in 2010 in Martin City, Missouri, which is right along the border between Missouri and Kansas. It's right there. Two friends, Matt Moore and Chance Adams, enjoyed home brewing, and I guess one day over lunch and drinking some beer, they had the idea that they wanted to build a microbrewery. There was an open building in Martin City. They wanted to buy it and make a microbrewery, so they did. Their history says, unbeknownst to their wives, they began the dream of opening a microbrewery, which seems like a dangerous line to travel.
Yeah.
That seems like a pretty big decision to make.
Maybe that's why they kept it as a micro.
Yeah. But they got this building. They started renovating it. In 2011, they opened it up as a brew pub, actually. So it was just like a microbrewery. It was very, very small. And it was more of like a pub. So they kind of married a little bit of brewing, but also just more serving, and also with a restaurant in it. And those roots kind of took hold. And as they kind of got bigger, I guess the community really rallied around them. And they kept growing and expanding. And in 2014, they got big enough and felt confident enough to start their own actual brewery, like full-on brewery. And they also got into the pizza game. Have you ever had Martin City pizza?
I feel like I have. But I couldn't tell you where, like, how that came about.
I gotcha. Well, a lot of their tap rooms now are in conjunction with their pizza brand as well. So like they serve beer and pizza that they make all in house and everything, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is good.
So in 2014 they started that, and then they just kept getting bigger, people kept enjoying them, so they kept expanding. In 2019 they added in a coffee expansion as well, Love Coffee, nice. Which ties into one of their brews actually that they have. And now they have different locations that are kind of like coffee houses, brew houses, and pizza, like all in one. And they actually they put one in just down the road from me, Station 7.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love it. Like it's really good. Like when you go there, everything's just really good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so they kind of like just kept growing and building, and I think they're still kind of, expanding. I don't know that they've really hit their ceiling yet, because every time it seems like they venture into a new area, like they've done well. So I see on their website they also have Martin City Ice Cream Company. I've never seen their ice cream before, but like Jesus Christ, like these people are doing everything.
Yeah, that's quite the diverse
portfolio.
Yeah. I have not heard of the ice cream.
Me either.
I think I knew about. I kind of like knew about the others, but I didn't know about ice cream.
So this one actually has like a true back of the bottle, like on the can also. This one's is the Midwest needs all the Irish high fives to get through the winters. Quality, not quantity, when executing. Now, do you know what an Irish high five is?
I was just about to ask you, because I know what an Irish goodbye is, but I don't know what Irish
and
high
I know
five
I knew what Irish twins were also. I've never heard of an Irish high five before, so I had to look it up. So I want you to tell me, what do you think an Irish high five is?
I'm only going based off of an Irish goodbye, right?
Okay.
I'm going to go with when you try to high five someone without announcing it.
Just like a spur of the moment high five?
Yeah, but like you don't say anything, you just do it. Because that's what, like, an Irish goodbye is like you just leave without saying goodbye to anyone. Like you just leave.
Mm-hmm.
And so the high five is when you go for it without anyone knowing.
Okay. So what, you like run the risk of like accidentally slapping them?
You run the risk of you just run the risk of putting your hand up and someone just leaving you hanging there, I guess.
Oh, looking like an idiot?
Yes.
Okay. Now, keep in mind that the bottle or the back of the bottle says the Midwest needs all the Irish high fives to get through the winters.
Okay.
So you think we need all of the unannounced high fives to get through the winters here?
Okay, I was not. I told you I was just going off of an Irish goodbye.
Okay.
So is it like specifically when you like high five while drinking?
No.
Okay.
So an Irish high five is when you go up to somebody and they open their mouth and you spit in their open mouth.
What?
No, I'm joking.
Okay, I was gonna say, it's like, what in the world was that?
God damn, the Midwest needs a lot of that shit, to get through these winters.
Like, what does that have to do with the winter?
No, I'm totally joking. I looked up what an Irish high five was. I could not find a thing. It's not a thing.
Well, I just typed it into Google because I wanted to know. I found it on Urban Dictionary. It says when you high five someone while taking a shot.
Really? I couldn't find it at all.
That's what I found.
Okay.
We can go with yours if you want. What was it? Spitting in someone's mouth?
Yeah. Okay. To be fair, the Irish high five that's on Urban Dictionary right now, that one has 9 likes and 134 dislikes. And it was posted
that's true. You're right.
November of 2009. So I don't think that is. I don't think that's the one the people want. I think the people want spitting in a willing mouth as a greeting, I would assume.
To warm you up? Does it warm you up?
Or could you imagine as as like a cheer, like your team scores like a touchdown, and you just turn to each other, and one of you spits in the other one's mouth. Let's go!
Oh man! Wait, so we really don't know what an Irish high five is?
I don't know what it is.
What?
No.
What did they say again? The Midwest.
They said the Midwest needs all the Irish high fives to get through the winters. Yes, quality, not quantity, when executing.
Are they just talking about their own beer?
I guess. I don't know. I can't find what they're talking about.
Yeah, because you're right. I didn't realize how downvoted this definition was.
The only thing that comes up is the beer.
Yeah, that's the first link for sure.
And then Michael English, high five, the Irish singing sensation. So yeah, I have no idea what an Irish high five is.
Okay,
no idea. If Martin City wants to reach out to us and like tell us what they think it is, that would be great. But I could not tell you what the hell that means.
All right, let's look at some reviews for this. There really weren't very many, and kind of similar to the other one. Like they were all pretty much around the same. Like overall, they're all fairly good. Like the lowest is a 3.49.
Okay.
So yeah. So the first one. Clear copper amber color with a decent off-white head that dissipates fairly quickly, but does manage a bit of lacing. Dude, I felt like the head stayed around for forever.
That was not our experience. Yeah. That thing stuck around most of the time.
The aroma is sweet caramel malt with a hint of grassy herbal hops. The taste is also sweet caramel malt with a grassy, piney, lingering finish. The body is light, medium, fairly smooth. Altogether, it is a decent but slightly sweet effort for a pale ale. That was like again, it's not a bad review. It was just happened to be the lowest that I found.
It's just a review. Yeah. Although in you reading that review, it is interesting that there's a rather large group of people out there who are like really into their drinks tasting like grass, though, like different kinds of grass.
Yeah,
I've never thought about it, but yeah, it tastes kind of like grass. Yeah,
it does. Yeah, it does have a. I taste it. Like I see exactly what they're talking about. Honestly, I thought that was I thought that review was pretty spot on. Like I could pick out each part that they had. The other review, pretty similar review here. Amber hued with an inch of densely packed off-white on top. It quickly fades. Again, we didn't experience that quickly fades to a quarter inch. Heavy lacing on the glass. The aroma is of faint caramel. I'm tasting lightly bready to caramel malt. The mouth is very light and easygoing.
The mouth.
I assume they have a mouth feel.
Somebody probably came in and spat in his mouth while he was drinking it. That's
the Irish high five is very light and easygoing.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I think both of those reviews are like pretty much our experience, other than the head. There is very heavy lacing on the glass, though.
Yes, I still have a lot of lacing on the glass, like even like where I poured it up top.
Yep. Yeah, you can see all of it seems like you can see all of the
like the levels where sips. You stop.
Yeah, yes. All of the like lengths of sip that I took as I drank this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I mean, I'm not usually super into pale ales, but I like this one a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, I'm not usually into like IPAs, so like a pale ale is one that I can kind of get into a little bit more, and so I've been liking them recently, and I think this one's like it's pretty solid. I couldn't tell you exactly what makes it like Irish, like the red part of it, like the color is like a little bit more reddish, but I wouldn't say it's like drastically different from most other like American pale ales I've had before.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what that like distinction is either. Ooh,
that one was heavier though.
That one was heavier. Yes, I can feel that one for sure.
All right, are we ready to move on to the third one?
Yep. So our third beer is Guinness Draught.
I thought it was Guinness Drought.
Dude, I don't actually
No,
know.
I'm just kidding.
It's Draught, right?
It's draft. Yeah.
I was gonna say, well, I was like, there's like all sorts of like Irish and like Gaelic things that I'm like, I have zero idea how to pronounce that. Or
Yeah.
the word is like, I would have never said it that way. So you could have told me that it was like, oh, it's actually pronounced. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's actually pronounced just beer. That's how they spell
Yeah,
beer.
it's actually, yeah, just get us beer. All right, we pouring?
All right. Yep, I'm pouring.
You want to pour aggressively on this one. That's a dark beer.
Yeah. I will say, obviously, maybe not obviously, I have been known to have a Guinness or two in my time. And pouring it at home is nowhere near as electric as getting it on actual tap.
Yes, I agree.
On actual tap, like it does actually look pretty cool.
Yeah.
When you're pouring it. But yeah, it is dark. You cannot see through this at all.
Did you? I still haven't poured all mine, so I'm waiting for the like head to settle.
Oh really? No, I poured it all in one. I poured it aggressively at the start. Then I kind of eased up, and it poured like perfectly. Actually, like I've got like the ideal, 2 fingers of head.
Nice. Yeah.
It actually is 2 fingers. Is that the ideal amount?
So it's like one of mine, 1.5 of mine.
Yeah, one of your fingers.
Dude, mine's like close to 3.
3 fingers of your fingers
of mine.
That's
so
like
it's like 4 of yours.
Hand. Yeah, that's my full hand. For those that did not watch our TikToks, it's a known fact now that my brother's fingers are thick. They are gigantic.
Dude, they're not gigantic. They're just fat. Like, they're just wide. I have short fingers.
Yeah, okay, yeah. They're girthy. They are some girthy boys hanging out. And I think we did see, like, 3 of my fingers is equal to 2 of yours. Or, like, pretty close.
That's the conversion.
Which is crazy. All right, we ready to taste it, or are you still pouring?
No, I poured it all. I'm good.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Let's go. I had to fight through a lot of head for that one.
I didn't, although I do have like a pretty serious foam mustache again.
Yep.
No, but that's good. I mean, that is smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. I mean, it's dark, it's bold, but the texture of it is really smooth. Like, you can drink it pretty steadily and not be overwhelmed by the carbonation.
Yeah. Can you put the bottle away?
Can I put the bottle away?
Yeah, like move the bottle away from you so you're not looking at it.
Yeah, why?
Do you know when Guinness was introduced?
It's like 1700 something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1759.
Yeah, I knew it's old.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is actually pretty insane to think of how like long standing it's been. Especially considering the previous 2 beers that we had, which, to be fair, are not made in Ireland. They're made by Americans trying to replicate an Irish recipe or style. But both of those were started, in like 2010 or newer. And yeah, that this one's old.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that thing that like Europeans kind of like say about like America of like in your country like 200 years is old, but like that's like nothing here. Like the history just goes back so much further of like, dude, you're gonna have to go back like 800 years, 900 years, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
That is weird to think about.
Dang, yeah, that's true. That's wild.
Yeah, it's just so much older for all that. Yeah, so it was introduced 1759 in Dublin, Ireland, at St. James Gate Brewery, which was owned by Arthur Guinness. I've actually had like my wife and a couple of our friends have gone to St. James Gate and had a Guinness there, and everyone says they're like, dude, it's like somehow it's like so much better there. Like when you get it from like directly from the source.
I imagine some of that too is just because like it's not, you cut down on all like the the transportation of it, and
it's sitting in a
and it's
truck while it's being
fresh.
driven around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that plays a huge role. With this beer, in 1959, they started using nitrogen and carbon dioxide with it, and that's what gives it like the thick, creamy head that it has. One of the reviews that I was looking at, this person pointed out, like in bold letters, they're like myth. So apparently there was a saying or phrase that you could rest a penny on the top of the head and it wouldn't sink, like so dense. And this person put myth: a penny does not sit on the top of this foam. Like, dude, why did you try it?
I kind of want to try with the cap.
yeah, something a little bit lighter.
Okay, the cap floats. The cap floats in there.
Oh my god!
Yes, it does.
It actually did. It did.
It does.
Yeah, you're right. It did. Dude, that's sweet.
Yeah, that is pretty wild, actually.
I feel like that should be like a almost like a tradition or like thing you do when you drink Guinness of like, I'm just gonna put the cap on the top too, just to show how thick it is.
Just to show how thick it is. Dude, remember what the hell was that guy talking about? Something about he liked thick gravy or something from the last episode?
Dude, I don't remember what that. He said it was like a. He said this was basically like a meal.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't remember what he called it. He called it like thick gravy chunks.
Yeah, I mean, it is thick. It's not chunky, but it is thick.
All right, so they have obviously a very long history. There was a ton of stuff in there. They dealt with both world wars and sending brewers off to, or any employee, encouraging them to fight in the war. Then apparently before 1939, if a Guinness brewer wished to marry a Catholic, they had to resign. I didn't dive any further into that rabbit hole.
Wait, really?
That's what it said. It said that they weren't
I
against
thought you were just talking
Catholics.
some bullshit. When you were trying to fake me out earlier, I thought you were just saying something totally off the wall.
No, I don't know how I would just make that up. I read it. And then in the 1920s through the 60s, they ran an ad campaign with the slogan, Guinness is good for you.
Dude,
and, that caused issues again.
Don't let that Coors crowd hear you, because they're gonna take you at their word. They're gonna sue your ass.
It was just before people started suing everyone, I guess. So they discontinued it.
Guinness is good for you.
The other thing is that that's like such a generic statement of like you could argue like, oh, I just meant like after the end of like a long work week, like it's good to relax and have a Guinness.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, oh, this will extend your life by like 18 years.
Yeah, this will improve your overall quality of life.
Yeah, they didn't say. All they said is it's good for you. They didn't say in what context. I'm done with the history.
Okay.
They honestly they had a ton. Like it was like daunting to try and sift through it all.
Yeah, well, I mean, with a brewery this iconic and long-standing, like, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of history. I know
almost
that
300 years.
Yeah, that's insane. And is this so I know that the draft stout is like their best-selling one. Was this the original? Or I think that this one was introduced later, right? Or no?
When I was researching it, I got the I don't know. I guess I took it as this was the original.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that it is, but
I don't know.
Oh, dude! Even on the bottle, it says nitrogenated for smoothness. Yeah. Is that how you say that? Nitrogenated?
Yeah, because you would say like carbonated or oxygenated.
Yeah. Not nitrogenated? Not nitrogenated though?
Nitrogenated.
Nitrogenated? For smoothness.
I don't know, man. I've never done that. Or I've never like had to say that phrase.
That's pretty cool though. That is like one cool thing about like getting into the hobby of like beer. Of like essentially we are drinking like a piece of history though.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Does your bottle say where it was made?
Mine says brewed in Ireland. Mine says brewed in Ireland by Guinness and Co. St. James Gate. Dublin 8, Ireland.
Yeah. Mine says that too. Maybe I was looking at where it's like distributed or something. I could have sworn
It says
thing that said that they had more though.
Imported by Diageo.
Yeah, that
Diageo Beer Company.
I didn't want to bring that up because I didn't know how to pronounce that company, but yeah, they had like a
don't worry,
like a merger kind of thing.
I will willfully go in and mispronounce everything.
Dude, we still have to apologize to that city in California.
I know. If somebody knows how to say it, please like correct me. I will say it correctly later, but if I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah, again, I got all in my head about like, is this some sort of like Gaelic word that I just like butchering?
Yeah. So, back of the bottle for Guinness is rich and creamy, distinctively black, velvety in its finish. This iconic beer is defined by harmony. Sip after sip, sweet counters bitter as the malt arrives on cue to complement a base of roasted barley. Just as the unmistakable white head sits flush atop the dark beer, so do the flavors counter and combine perfectly. This is our greatest innovation. Truly unique, perfectly balanced, made of more. Developed in 1959, this beer was our brewer's celebration of Arthur Guinness signing his 9,000-year lease, a fitting way to mark 200 years of groundbreaking brewing. With a skillful pairing of nitrogen gas and carbon dioxide, the smooth, velvety texture was born. Distinguished by its legendary stormy surge upon pouring, Guinness Draught brewed up a storm all its own. It's established itself as the top-selling Guinness beer with lightning speed. Drinkers were instantly drawn to its complexity. Its bold combination of flavors made a lasting impression. Guinness Draught was an unparalleled success. Did this guy sign a 9,000-year lease?
How do you? I was just about to say, how do you have a 9,000-year? Who enforces that?
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Guinness 9,000-year lease. What? What the hell? He signed originally leased in 1759 to Arthur Guinness at 45 euros per year for 9,000 years.
It doesn't change. It's 45 euros each year.
I guess. Holy shit, dude.
That's nuts.
Okay, hold on. I gotta convert this. What was 45 euros in 1759?
Yeah, it stays at 45. So they pay basically nothing.
Yeah, to brew
That's
there.
insane.
That's sweet, dude. That's sweet. Oh, sorry. 45 pounds. It's in pounds, not euros.
Oh, did you convert it?
Okay, I can't find a straight up conversion. However, 100 pounds in 1759 is equivalent in purchasing power to about 24,433 pounds today. So at the time, it was very expensive. I mean, it was pretty expensive.
How many pounds was it? 24,000 what?
24,433 pounds was 100 pounds in 1759. A pound today only buys 0.409% of what it could buy back then.
Hey. Yeah, that's like $30,978 US dollars.
Even that, I feel like, is not crazy. Well, I guess for starting out, it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane, though, dude. That is some crazy business, like, dealings.
Quite a deal.
Yeah.
And I still just so like 8,700 years from now, someone's gonna be like, "Hey, your lease is up. We're giving it to someone else." They're paying 50.
Yeah. Yeah. They're paying us £50 a year. That's insane.
That is wild. That's quite the fact. All right, you ready for some reviews?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, we'll start with our bad. A 1 out of 5.
Ooh.
Guinness Draught pours a midnight red from an 11.2 ounce black plastic with cream white trim covered glass bottle. Head goes to well over 2 fingers, and after the nitro settles out, leaves a frothy cap that stays forever. Noses of damp charcoal and nitrogen mixed with whiffs of alcohol. Palate is hops bitter, tempered by the nitro, leaving me wanting more, but nothing less. This brew is all show and no go. Give me the malts, give me the hops, and give me the alcohol. The quaff of nitro does not impress me in the least. I want the stout. I have stopped drinking this stuff. I can't really call it Guinness anymore. I am also reviewing this stuff. It's going to be all ones. I have never given a beer all ones before in my life. I, for one, am tired of being exploited. I have been asked about boycotting before, but did not jump on the bandwagon. This is sacrilege. Just say no to Guinness.
What? Did they change the recipe or something?
I'm not sure about that part, but I feel like this person worked themselves up because the beginning of the review seems
yeah,
it seems fine, and all of a sudden it's I want the stout. Don't drink this stuff. I'm all ones. I want a boycott. What was that?
Yeah, like a toddler just started to pound their fists and just getting more worked up because now they're angry.
He had to commit to the tantrum. Once he started, because I want the stout had 4 exclamation points on it.
I want the stout. Give me the stout.
Yeah.
Give me the stout, Daddy.
Dude, it's also, I feel like it's the end of a political ad of just say no to Guinness. Okay. So we'll do the good review. Here's a 5 out of 5. And this person's very upfront. From the start, admittedly, I'm biased towards the Guinness. I love the Guinness. From the bottle, unfortunately, isn't as creamy as from the can or from the tap. Poured aggressively through the bottle, this deep amber liquid forms a thick head, but I prefer to be more gentle with it. It's a meal in a can. I've never gone wrong with a Guinness in me hand. Oh God, in me?
In me? In me hand.
I've never gone wrong with a Guinness in me hand. This person's from Ohio. I mean, obviously they could have moved, but... And then they end it with, just drink Guinness. That's it. 5 out of 5.
I will say, for me, Guinness has been one of those beers where if it is my first beer, I do not like it. But when I am already feeling good, and I'm pretty there, like I am right now, Guinness really hits the spot for some reason. I don't know how, because it is really heavy. I mean, everybody says, you know what I mean? That's kind of its thing. It's a really heavy beer. But when I'm already feeling it, Guinness really hits the spot. That is about the only time that I enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree. I've had Guinness before. I didn't particularly enjoy it until we took that Louisville trip and we had it at that bar. It was near St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, we were oh, they have Guinness on tap. Let's just get that.
Yeah. It must have been on sale or something.
It was it was so good. It was so good.
It was so good.
I loved it. And I remember being oh my God, I think I might be a Guinness guy now.
Yeah, dude, because we were already so drunk. We had we had pre-gamed going out, and then I think it was the second place maybe that we went to, the third place, because we had an old fashioned even that same night from that really good place.
Yes, that was the best old fashioned I had ever had.
We had gone bar hopping, and it was around St. Patrick's Day. We ended up at this bar, and I want to say that we got it because it was on sale. I think that they were doing a special, because it was around St. Patrick's Day and they were doing Guinness for cheaper. So we're like, all right, whatever. I normally don't drink it. And we drank it. And that was the best Guinness experience I've ever had. When I was already like really fucking drunk, that was the best Guinness I've ever had. And like ever since then, like when I'm already like feeling it, like, yeah, Guinness really does hit the spot. I really like it now.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely appreciate it much more now.
That was the night, too, where when we were going back, we had to walk back to the Airbnb. And for whatever reason, you and me started, like, running.
Yeah. So we ran to the gas station.
Yeah! We, like, looked up. We had to, like, look up how to get back to the Airbnb. And then we found, like, a gas station. And I think we got snacks from there.
We were hungry, yeah.
But, like, you and I just started, like, running. For some reason, like there was no reason to it.
I think we just wanted to eat.
Yeah, we were just so hungry. We were just like, all right, well, we got to get there faster.
I also remember, like, for whatever reason, like, we took a back alley, like, all the way there.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe that's why we started running, too. Because
we felt weird.
We're hungry, and we don't know where we're at, and don't feel safe.
That was a good trip, man.
That was a good trip.
Hey, before we wrap up Guinness, let's throw it to our Chicago correspondent, Holden, and see what he thinks.
Holden, what do you think about Guinness?
It's Irish.
All right, thank you, Holden.
That's Holden, our Chicago correspondent. Oh, shit. Hey, dude. I think we went over a minute.
Oh, fuck. All right, so that wraps up another episode of Short Pour.
If you enjoyed what you heard today, please follow the podcast, subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts, maybe refer us to a friend also.
We also wouldn't be mad about a rating, especially if it's 5 stars. And please check out and follow our Instagram at Short Pour Podcast.
And if you have any suggestions for beers that you want us to try, email us at shortpourpod@gmail.com. And until next time, whether you pour short
or pour long, always finish. Jesus.
Dude, man, these ones are hitting a lot harder than the last ones. Although I didn't get any hiccups this time.